you guys are listening on Spreaker. Here's the spiel. Good evening. You are watching Uncharted Case Files, episode number 16, live from Ontario, Canada, with yours truly, Ryan Stacey. I'm the Assistant Chief Investigator for MUFON Canada, the Provincial Director and Chief Investigator for the Province of Ontario, and I'm the Field Investigator Trainer for Canada. I also investigate everything else paranormal. I believe that they're all connected, but more specifically, that there is a solid connection between shadow figures and extraterrestrial abductions. Today is Thursday, January 10th, 2019. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today I've officially completed 576 MUFON Canada investigations, including 3 in the last 7 days. And I have 3 cases in progress. I am not the only MUFON investigator in Canada. I represent a strong team of determined individuals. Please thank each and every one that you encounter. We are a team, and we are all in this together. Tonight, I will be talking about seven new reported cases. I'm going to touch on Project Blue Book, and I'm going to give you guys a KDOR NORAD update, which I've been talking about there for the last week. If you are watching this live, please share so others can see. And most importantly, don't forget to like and follow my page. Big shout out goes to Paranormal Nightstalker, MUFON Canada, Lightwork Hypnosis, Contact TV, the Oracles with James Tyson, Alien Cosmic Expo, Healing Heart Reiki. You are all helping promote the Experiencers Support Association, showing that experiencers are not alone, and we are all in this together. If you're listening to this on Spreaker, make sure you come to the Facebook page so you can see the visuals. All right, that is a bit of a mouthful. Brad says hi. Hi, Brad. How you doing? Is Priscilla with you? Right. Cool. Okay, so I got lots to talk about this week. Let's dive into it. Don't save. Yeah, okay, save. So where do I want to start? Yeah, we're not going to. So let's just jump right into the cases. How about that? Hi, Priscilla. Priscilla's here. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into. Actually, let's check the news here. Where are we going here? Okay. Pardon me. Okay, guys, so I have 7 that actually have video and pictures this week. So that's why I'm going to jump into these right away, especially because Stephen can't stay long. So I'm going to type in case number 97392. Michael Elzinga, hello, howdy. So I got lots of you on here. I want to, hopefully you guys are chattering tonight, and then we can get this conversation going. So, okay, 97392. This image right here. Of course. All right. Okay, so this one was reported on the 2nd of January this year, and the event was on December 2nd, 2018, and the short description says it's an orange pulsating light in the sky, and this is the image. It's all I have. Huntsville, Ontario. So I actually... I thought sometimes the short description has some info. I did close this one as an unknown. So I want to pull up my actual investigation here so I can actually give you the specific details. So while that's loading up, just take a look at this image here. And if you guys, I thought this might have been a meteor. But let me see here. The long description's really long. Let me see here. So basically, in a nutshell, the power went out, and there's a big snowstorm, and this light had been over top of the house, and we thought it might have been a search vehicle or something like that, but it didn't fit the type. It was pulsating, moving left and right. It was all over the place, and it was sporadic. So I have talked to the witness. Where is it here? And so this is a rendering. Okay, so this is a rendering drawing that the witness had provided, and pardon me. Oh yeah, so I definitely thought this was a drone, and the way that it was moving, he mentioned red lights, green lights, but then he drew this. That was the interesting thing. So drawings are important because when you explain something, he did mention in his report that there was red lights, there was green lights, but he said there was a mixture of the two. So when I was visualizing it was separate lights based on the way he explained it. But when he made it, an image of this, he told me that he used red and a little bit of blue and a little bit of green and kind of mashed the colors together to emphasize this image. And obviously, it's not separate lights. So that is also very important when you guys are reporting these things, is if you can draw. This guy happens to be a graphic artist, so he's able to do this exactly how he has seen it. And because of how he explained it, that's why I originally thought it was a drone. And based on that, before even seeing this image, I was able to it fit the parameters of the drone because of the height, because of the movement. However, the image here doesn't look like a drone. Also, because of the bright light and entering the atmosphere or disappearing and stuff like that, I thought it might have been a meteor. The date doesn't match with the meteor, any meteor reports. So even if I thought I could have still thought it was a drone, this guy happens to be a drone operator, and he proved his credentials and and where he works and all that other stuff. So he's very credible, and he would be more credible than myself, and in the sense that he was there, and he would know what a drone is and what a drone isn't because he sells and he operates them on a consumer level, on a corporate level, pardon me. So this image that we're looking at here is considered an unknown. So if you guys know what this is, please let me know. Priscilla says it looks like a Bob Ross painting. That is freaking hilarious. Happy little tree over there. Oh, Jesus. Thanks, Phil. That's awesome. All right. So that's that one. So next was 97410. Let me bust that one open here. I'm just going to play the video. Come on. From behind it just it's another one what's behind it. You see it, right? Holy shit, look at that. Look at that. What the fuck is this? Oh, wow. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? It's time. It's time for time. There was no damn time. All right, so that, ladies and gentlemen, was reported on the 2nd of January this year. So, and that is the first one of 2019 from MUFON Canada, and it is reported in Quebec. Unfortunately, I can't touch that one right now because Team Quebec has that. So it is in good hands. It's assigned. I'll be watching that one closely, but let me know what you guys think in the comments what that might be. For you guys listening on Spreaker, this is an orangey, reddish orb that had some interesting movements. So please come over to the Facebook page and check that out if you want to see it. If any of you guys can comment, like this video had audio. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If anyone could comment and let me know if you do hear the audio. Because if you can't hear the audio, then maybe I'll talk over the while the video is playing, so there's not some dead space. But anyways, that one was reported as red balls of bright light turning and rotating above me, and I was scared. Kevin Stacey, I just tuned in. What was that? Hi, Dad. Welcome to the party. That was an orb. I got more coming. Hold on. Pay attention. So 97428 is the next one here. Hey, Dad, I don't know if you're aware, but your caps lock is on. Put your glasses on. All right, this one here. This anomaly right here. Right where my cursor is what was reported. Okay, shot a pic. Object flew in view, saw on camera, not with eyes. Object flew into viewfinder. Later I saw it on the picture. That's it. And I'll save you on the suspense. That is a lens reflection off of the moon. That's the moon there. There's a little light in here. Basically, after I analyzed this and talked to the witness, it turns out that that light that he was chasing was inside the viewfinder, which was a refraction of light, which I've shown you guys in previous episodes. Oh, hey, Dad. Thanks for fixing that. No. All right, so 97430. You know, some of these cases you might think is I'm wasting your time here, but I want to show you guys what gets reported. Like, you know, if you're watching this, this could be your own case, and we don't have time to reach out to you, or the emails didn't get back and whatnot. Anyways, Nancy says late but here. Welcome, Nancy. Stephen Brooks says, well, I'm off. You all have a good night. Have a good night, Steve. Thanks for chiming in. Dad says, did you see Project Blue Book? Yes, I did, Dad. We're going to talk about that later, so hang on. Don't spoil anything. All right, so this one here, Peggy's Cove, reported 2019, January 2nd. High, bright, unidentified object with long, clearly visible traits. See the photo image with precise coordinates at Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia. This one's currently in progress. I am working on this one. I have since requested from the witness the original photo. This is obviously a Photoshop of some sort to emphasize with the coordinates and stuff, which is, as I've mentioned on previous episodes, this is good work from the investigative point of view, but in order to decipher whether or not this has been photoshopped or not, I need to analyze the actual photo. So I'm currently working on getting the actual photo from the from this particular witness. He is a little hesitant about releasing that photo because he thinks I will exploit it, just like you know, or use it for all these to make money off it or something. Whatever these experiences, you know, whatever these thoughts that he has with other reporting organizations. So I've tried to assure him that, you know, I would display it and I would give him full credibility if need be. And so currently going back and forth trying to get the metadata on the file. So if he's not going to submit the actual original photo, that's okay. If he gives me the metadata, then I'll be able to do some work. Now let's assume that this is actually an authentic picture. incredible. This is quite interesting because it appears that this object is moving down and not up. And yeah, so I don't know. I need to analyze the original photo. So if you guys tell me what you guys think this is. For you guys listening on Spreaker, we got a clear blue sky with a lighthouse and a really strange white phenomenon in the sky. All right, come down to the Facebook page. Check this out. All right, so this happened last week in Nova Scotia. All right, moving on. No questions from you guys this week, eh? All right, here's a good one. 97471. By good one, meaning there's a lot of evidence here. This individual has come forward to explain her experience for the first time. And she just, I believe she may be part of the Experiencer page. I don't know if she found her way there, but she is wanting an explanation on this. I have referred her to Leslie for regression hypnotherapy. I will explain to you. So the short description basically says an entity in front of me. This happened somewhere in Guelph, Ontario. It was reported on the 6th of January. However, this event took place in 1998. So it's historic, and there's pictures, which I'll show you in a second, and evidence of a possible encounter with a supernatural entity. So that is right up my alley for research. Obviously, I'm going to be diving into that, and this case here will be talked about for some time, as long as the witness is okay with that. I'm pretty sure she said it was okay to do whatever I needed to do, but at the same time, I just wanted to make sure she has some sort of a resource. So we're going back and forth right now, trying to determine what that best resource would be. And yeah, so she mentioned it's difficult, so I don't really want to make a case about it here. Let's skim through here. So basically, what we have here, area point of view of my childhood bedroom. Okay, rocking chair, toy box, dresser, doorway, closet. This is the bed, and this is how she was sleeping in her bed. Okay, so this is a very descriptive photo here. And she explained that while she was laying here, that there was this type of entity that you can see her on the left had approached her. 98 is when it happened. Let me see if I can figure out an age based on info here. I believe the age was estimated around 6 years old at the time. So she's 6 here. This is the entity that she's seeing. Kevin Stacey interrupts and says, apparently today on the radio, the astrologers received some radio signals from space that I believe came from an intelligent source. It was Rock 95. Did you hear it? I did, Dad. I'm going to talk about this tonight, actually. You've missed like 10 episodes. Where have you been? Anyways, thanks for tuning in. So she also wanted to draw a up-close image of what she had saw. And I do believe that it was holding some sort of a device, is what she explained, and that's all she can remember. And this blackness, this is to emphasize blackness in the background. So, what is this? You know, we've seen things like this before. I am going to ask her the necessary and proper questions to prove and validate credibility. So far, I don't see any signs of or reasons to suggest any hoax or any signs of attention. Nothing wants to be disclosed. Everything is confidential. I do have permission to share these photos, and that's pretty well it. If she happens to connect with Leslie Mitchell-Clark of Lightwork Hypnosis, then she will have a regression session, and then we'll get some more information from there, and I'll keep you updated if I'm allowed to do so. And if she is a part of the group, I did encourage her to share her story in the Experiencer Support Association. If you do see something like this, or you do see these photos, and you can relate, please provide your support. Okay? Kevin Stacey interrupts to my comment and says, I work for a living. Hey, Kevin, Dad, so do I. But guess what? I'm self-employed, and I make my own schedule. You're still sticking it to the man. Love you. So, anyways, so, heed the world, Dad. I'm just messing with you. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. All right, so this is gonna get some special attention as well, because this is collaborating evidence with what I do and what I like. So stay close on that. So 97483. Here's another video. Another video here. I hope you guys can hear the audio. Let me know if you can hear the audio of the video. Check this one out. So for you guys watching or listening on Spreaker here, I just want to tell you that there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 lights or 5 lights that actually make a shape of a V or a triangular craft here. And so 97483 is the case number. I forgot to load that while I was going. Brad, thank you for that. Dad, I know we're just messing around. Come on, guys. So what we got here? So this one is 97483, and it was reported to have occurred January 6, 2019. 5 objects moving to and from another in Apto, Ontario. Now, the interesting thing about this particular case is that I do have a second case of reporting a description of 5 lights like this without a video in Barrie, which happened at the exact same time. So we actually have multiple witnesses. One of our field investigators in Ontario, Angelina, I assigned these ones to her, and she is working closely on that. And if need be, then I'll probably pop down to Barrie and take a peek at this one. But this one is interesting, very, very, very interesting. So yeah, she's working on that one, and hopefully she'll have results for us soon. So I'm going to play that video again because it's actually kind of cool. Very cool. And this happened in Apto, which is 18 minutes away from Barrie, which is only 40 minutes away from here. So do you guys have any ideas of what that might be? Nothing? Silence prevails. All right, 97612. This one here is in progress. Halifax, Nova Scotia. Reported October 1st, 2018. It's a little older, but it came in on the 9th of January. Hello, Greg Brewer. Welcome. You just missed all this crazy, stuff, man. You don't even know. I'm going to play them real quick because these are good ones. Anyways, this last one here was witnessed 4 jets pass over the harbor object directly above me when to look like a saucer disc shape. Stayed stationary just under clouds, then it seemed to have just disappeared with rapid speed straight up into the clouds. So this one's in progress. I'm still looking into that. This is the original photo. I can see the the crafts that he mentioned. However, I can't seem to find the object that he is talking about. I don't see that. A second photo was submitted with this photo. I do believe this to be a second or different photo altogether, and it has been cropped and zoomed in. So I'm currently trying to talk to the witness and find out where exactly in that other photo this anomaly is, because I don't see that. Priscilla says, need zoom. Oh, airplane. Yeah, no, it could be an airplane still. And Greg says, keep going. I'll pick it up on the replay. All right, man. Greg is like my #1 YouTube follower. He only watches this on YouTube. But just looks like a jet, Nancy says. Yeah, it could be a jet. I don't know. I always like to give the witnesses, the opportunity to give me more information, because they could believe, everyone believes in this stuff, and that's the thing. I don't want to shoot it down before talking to them, right? So I just got to give them some more time to get back to me, and if they don't get back to me, then I'll do my thing, and then we'll go from there. So that would be it for cases from from MUFON Canada. Now the back half here, Tessa, K-Doors. I'm going to save K-Doors for last. I know that's what you guys want to hear here, but I think Tessa's next. Let me bring up the thing here. Priscilla says that looks circular. Yeah, so see, that's probably why he thinks it's a craft or a disc. Again, it's a cropped photo. I still need to have the original photo, and because I do not see it in, because I don't see it in the original photo. Well, actually, you know what? Let's take a look again. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I'm not seeing it. So here's the original photo, or one photo. But I really don't see any circular object on this photo. So that's why I'm almost thinking that the cropped image that he sent is a different photo from a separate one, and I think he was trying to send me the control sample. I don't know, so I'm still trying to get the best data before we make this analysis. It's not, if anything, it's insufficient data currently until we have more information. So that's part of the game too, and I'm going to talk about the High Strangers Paranormal Database that's coming out too, and how it's going to fix situations like this. Always want to have good data. And all right, so let's bring up what's going on here. So, Father. Nancy, I see several black dots, she says. I think those dots were like the airplane. I don't know. I'll have to analyze it. Plus, I'll probably submit this picture onto the Facebook page this week as well. So yeah, my dad had mentioned the radio signal from galaxy far, far away. So this was in the news. This is a pretty big thing. Everyone's talking about it. Alright, so I'm wondering if I was hoping this video would play, and I hope you guys can hear the video. If you guys can't hear the video, I do apologize, but I hope she plays well. Okay, so sorry, I'm told that you guys can't hear the audio, so I apologize for that. So I was hoping you guys could see that. So basically, we're getting these short bursts of radio waves that come far from the galaxy, and they're not quite sure where it's coming from. It's almost like it's a bounce of a signal repeating, coming back from things that I've heard. Let me see here. So this article here. Researchers believe there could be thousands of radio signals traveling to Earth each day. Now that Chime Telescope has proven it's capable of detecting these short bursts of energy, astronomers said they're optimistic that they'll be able to learn more about these puzzling cosmic radio signals. And they don't know where it's coming from, so it could also be some sort of communication. Who knows? Or a reverberation of maybe one of the space stations, one of our own craft sent a transmission out there and it didn't get out and it got lost in space, no pun intended. And this guy here happens to pick it up. We don't know how that works, and that's actually, but everyone's talking about it, and that is absolutely phenomenal and interesting. So Project Blue Book, launched on History there, on Tuesday. I hope everyone had a chance to see it. This link had popped up, and I had completely forgot about it. But Canada actually has its own project. It's called Project Magnet. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have heard about Project Magnet. But essentially, this is also a study that was carried out through Transport Canada. Carried out by Transport Canada. And so directed by Wilbur Smith, a senior radio engineer, kept the study going until his death in 1962. The origins of Project Magnet were tracked back to a memo sent by Wilbur Smith of November 21st, 1950. The project was an extension of research already carried out by Smith and colleagues related to the collapse of the magnetic field of the Earth as source of energy. As UFO evidence describes, the project comprised of two parts: the collation of data and analysis and conclusions, and the questioning of the basic concepts about the UFOs and flying saucers, with the hope of finding some kind of discrepancy that may be a key to a new type of technology. So, in a nutshell, what you need to know is Project Blue Book isn't the only is the American version, the largest American version of this Project Magnet, which is essentially the same thing. We're not the same thing, but the same study. Okay, so somebody else is also studying UFOs. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to equate to Project Blue Book, but I am trying to do. I'm studying at that level, or at least trying to approach the subject at that caliber. And when we talk about the Cador report and the next thing coming near the end of this episode, please, so hang on. Even if we go over, I'm going to keep talking about Cador at the very end, because that is the most important information that I want to divulge to you guys. So what you need to know about that is that there are many people out there investigating this cause, and we need to, thank you to everyone who helps providing that information. A shout out here to Chad W., who is a MUFON investigator for Saskatchewan. He is hosting on Sunday, January 20th at the 8th Street location, 7 p.m. At the Broadway Roastery. He's going to have his first coffee meetup in Saskatchewan. So if any of you guys are listening or from Saskatchewan, there is a link on the MUFON Canada page. And you can email Chad at chad.w.mufon@gmail.com and hook up with him and come to his meeting on the 20th of January. Another interesting thing that was in the news the last couple of weeks and I want to talk about or inform you guys, encourage you guys to read up on, that's important, is that China obviously we've heard that they've landed on the far side of the moon. So some images that have been surfacing. That is interesting. If that image is the actual image, because we know that the other ones may have been faked. We don't know. It is interesting that other people are returning to the moon. We have some theories there that we've been told not to go back to the moon, all these things, but, just pay attention to what's going on here. There's a lot of stuff happening that's developing in the first 10 days of 2019. Like it's a powerhouse of information. A lot of stuff is being revealed, and we don't want to miss any of that. That's Project Blue Book. We'll come back to that. So also on January 20th, here in Ontario, I am hosting the what I'm calling the High Strangeness UFO Paranormal Discussion Group meeting, which is going to be my play on the merge and the blending of all things unusual, hence the word high strangeness. So there is an invite to anyone Sunday, January 20th, 2019, to Captain Ken's restaurant here in Panatango, Sheen, which is 70 Main Street. I've reserved a private table in the back for some friendly meet and greets and some discussions. I will be there. Priscilla will be there. I do ask you to go to this event on my page here and click RSVP because I need to know who's coming so I can make sure there's enough spots available. I am told for you who eat meat that it is half-price wings. So if you guys are interested, if you guys like to drink, there's beer there too. So in the past, we have met in the library, we've met in coffee shops, we met in fields. Now we're going to try and do a more professional we're not really professional, more welcoming and warming group discussion. And then if this setting works out well for everyone, and then, then we're going to do that probably maybe monthly instead of quarterly. We'll see. Other than that, so that'll be at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So, Dad, if you're still watching, you're more than welcome to come to that. Come share your story. My dad has a story, and I need to get him to share his story. All right, so that's what's happened in the week there. And what else do we got? Oh, yeah, if you guys are on my Facebook page, I posted this video here. This is actually a very epic commercial from Walmart. You guys just got to Google Walmart epic movie car commercial and check that out. It is absolutely amazing, and if you're an 80s kid, you're gonna love this. It's awesome. Make sure you check that out. What else do I want to show you guys? Kevin Stacey says we're thinking about it. Well, you should, Dad. Come out. Come say hi. This video is actually posted on my Facebook. This was actually interesting. It's a 4.5 minute video. I shared this. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it, please check it out. I don't want to have the airways blank for 4.5 minutes, but essentially it talks about consciousness and present and future and past, and how you can connect to your higher selves or past selves or future selves. For somebody skeptical like myself, I really resonate with this explanation because it makes sense. It's a very, very, very good explanation of time. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, then I definitely encourage you guys to check that out. So you come to my Facebook page, heedtheworld.com, and you will see that, not heedtheworld.com, pardon me, Facebook/heedtheworld, facebook.com/heedtheworld. Kevin says she wants to go, so save a seat. Thank you, Mary Lynn, for nudging my dad to get off and come visit. Thank you. So I will save you guys 2 seats. I'll hold you on record here, recorded, that you guys are coming January 20th, 2 p.m. Captain Ken's in the back. Talk about UFOs. Oracles, we'll talk about that in a minute. What else do I want to talk about? Blacklight. Okay, so Project Blue Book. Amazing. So this guy here, Mark Allen, actually took it upon himself somehow to record the actual full episode. So what you'll see here in the background is the actual full episode of the first episode. Pardon me, the full the entire clip. So it's not a preview. This is the entire one. So if you guys don't have cable, some of you mentioned that you don't have cable and you don't have any ways of seeing it. This guy happened to share it, so I shared it in the Experiencer Support group. I do encourage you guys to watch it. If he does post it again for next week, I will share that so you guys can see this information. Now, what's interesting about Project Blue Book is that it is a reenactment of true events. So the actual files that were released. Alan Hynek is very important for the classification system, which MUFON uses, so the CE1, CE2, and all that classification. The term UFO was coined through him. He just shortened it up. So there are a lot of interesting historical information here, right? So separate fact from fiction, though. Okay, so don't believe this to be 100% certain. Obviously, this is advertised as a dramatic event, but it's done well based on the true event. So this refers to the dogfight event. I forget where it is. The Fuller dogfight. Yes. So so we're going to see some really good cases here within Project Blue Book, but this is also paving the way for self-disclosures. Again, this is a real loaded 10 days of information towards disclosure. So I don't want to put any spoiler alerts out there, but I was really happy with this. Priscilla made a realization that, I do resonate to the work that this guy was doing too. So, I'm on the right path. I'm going to be studying some of this information that he's got going right to take some tips and hints on the reenactment. But it feels good to be doing what I'm doing and seeing for the first time a very good portrayal of the reason why we have what we have today. So this guy needs to be displayed and credited for his work, because if it wasn't for him, MUFON wouldn't even exist. MUFON uses the classification system that this gentleman has created, and other reporting systems. So like MUFON, before Project Blue Book, there was Project Grudge and there was Project Sign. Hynek was a part of all of these things. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, watch it. If you haven't seen it, you don't have it, come to my Facebook page and go to the Experiencer Support Association group, and you will be able to see it for free, and I will share those episodes as they come forward. Okay? And then let's talk about Alien Cosmic Expo. My dad asks, what time on that Sunday? Dad, it will be 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So the Alien Cosmic Expo, okay, so that has been announced this week. I was told I was given the green light to update the banner and everything. So September 21st to September 22nd, just 2 days, is when the Alien Cosmic Expo is going to be this year. So we bumped it to September, which is good, gives us some more time, get through the summer. There's a few other events that are going on too, like Alien Con, MUFON has their 50th anniversary and whatnot, a bunch of other scenarios going on there too. So it's kind of, I'm actually happy about being in the fall. The weather should be nice and breezy. Yeah. So save the date, speaker will be released and announced on February 1st, 2019. I am aware of the speakers. I'm sorry, I've been told not to tell, but maybe I'll be able to tell you guys soon, okay? But it'll be released to the public February 1st, 2019, so make sure you come to aliencosmicexpo.com. I will be speaking, not as I don't know if I'm going to be one of the featured speakers, but we are going to have a joint MUFON hour, and I will be talking about the survey, 2018 survey. I also will be talking about the NORAD documents, which I'm going to talk about here at the end. All right, Dad. Dad says good night. You're going to miss the good stuff, man, but I'll talk to you soon, all right? I got to say good night. Shower in bed. Love you. Okay, love you too. Peace. Heed the world. So yeah, and then I'm also going to be talking about on the Experiencer Day, on the first day, and the Experiencer event will be announced closer to February, where it's free to the public. You come in, you share your story in front of everyone, almost like a support, which is actually, if I get everything lined up properly and in time, we will announce the official launch of the Experiencer Support Association by then, which will include Leslie Mitchell-Clark, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So ticketing, prices, I don't know what the prices are yet, so I can't tell you. Those will be up February 1st. If you're interested in being an exhibitor, that's another thing too. I may not be, we will have a table, Priscilla and I, so we will have a vendor table somewhere in the exhibitor room as well. So even if I don't get up on the stage there to talk to you guys, I'm always, we'll both be there at the table to talk and chat if need be for both those days. And it is being held in Toronto, same location as last year. All right. Toronto Airport Marriott Hotel. And if you want more information, contact Stu Bundy, which is our national director. He's also the Alien Cosmic Managing Director. And this is your advisory board: Victor Vigiani, Joanne Eady, Grant Cameron, and yours truly, Ryan Stacey. Never really liked that shirt, but Priscilla did, so I guess, I don't know. I want to change that photo. But anyways, that's me all smarten up right there. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Tessa. Okay, so I touched back on this is another thing too. So Tessa, last week I had a very elaborate explanation on a power symbol that I had created through my thoughts. I do realize that last week that may have been a little complicated or a little too much information all at once, and I didn't really give a proper explanation on it at the time because I was trying to cram it all in. Second thought process needed. I need to have a simpler, minimalist approach to get the message out. Essentially, what I'm using that symbol for is to give me a guideline of the type of people, the type of information that is important for the Experiencer Support Association. In doing so, I created a simpler logo to emphasize the movement. So what we have here is Tessa, and we have a threaded, like a needle trying to be threaded here to symbolize the S here. And the symbolism here is the term thread the needle. Some people might think we're a sewing a competing company, but that's not it. We'll do our part and explain to them. But the concept of this symbology here is that putting the thread through a narrow point of the needle is a very difficult task. And the symbolism here is that it is very difficult to prove paranormal and alien activity at once, or any high strangeness thing, and that's what I'm trying to do through this association. So essentially, what the needle will symbolize the movement, the action being taken by myself as well as the organization association. Once we get that developed and to get credible people on board to do the same, and the thread symbolizes the experiencers. So once the needle is threaded, meaning we have enough attention, in the sense enough followers that are giving the data and helping the movement, and then the needle, which will be the actual association, is what's going to break that veil, break through that barrier, and once we break through that barrier, that piece of cloth or that veil, symbolically, you experiencers will follow us. That's the symbolism there, is we're going to thread the needle. So that is simple. We'll explain that on the mission page on the website when we get that up. And we may do some simplistic. I guess it's a PNG image, so that's you're not going to see that there. Now, we're going to talk about the Experiencer Association. So Leslie Mitchell Clark, who I mentioned here a few times here, she is a regressional hypnotherapist. This is her website page. I just got a PDF, so you can go to lightworkhypnosis.com and you can check out her page here. So this is Leslie here on the right. She specializes in hypnosis for real scenarios such as anxiety, phobias, memory enhancement, life-changing, self-image, so self-esteem. She helps with health and wellness. She also helps with quitting smoking. She does a lot of incredible hypnosis exercises or practices per se to help heed the public, anybody who is suffering. And part of that, she also specializes in past life regression. She also, I have personally used Leslie for a few experiencer cases of my own, sent them to Leslie to do her thing, pull out some information, and I fact-checked it and collaborated that. And in doing that, Leslie has agreed to be part of the association. So if I mention Leslie Mitchell Clark and Lightwork Hypnosis, that is part of Tessa. She is part of Tessa now, and in doing so, which is important, is she's going to help show the accreditation. She's going to put her credentials, her certificates on the line, and she's going to help thread this needle, and we're going to push through with Tessa. So this is going to be an incredible movement, a credible part of the association. The other part of that as well is that she brings to the table Contact TV, which is going to help spread the word, which is a broadcast. So we're going to have that, which we're going to have interviews and stuff like that. Is going to pair up with the association. We're going to give you information live on the spot. So that will be coming soon. All right, if you guys want to follow that right now, you can go to Contact TV and subscribe. Priscilla and her Healing Heart Reiki, she is going to be part of the association as well. She's going to be offering her services for the experiencers at the proper time, and to heal and provide a better regiment and environment for those. She also is going to eventually offer holistic healing, or I could be saying this wrong, but some holistic approach with vegetation and eating and nutrition. She can explain it better, but I'm also hoping that you guys will see some videos from her soon too. I've been encouraging her to get on the screen here, but she is shy. But eventually, you will see my beautiful Priscilla, and together with Leslie, we are the trifecta currently right now. I do have a couple others that I'm interested in bringing to an academic level to the table. And what's important about this movement is that this team is going to be built on solely on people who have academic jobs where we have so much to lose in the in the metaphysical world, in this real world scenario where you can't believe in ghosts, you can't believe in I can't say that because I'll lose my job. And a part of this movement is to come forward and show you guys the experience, the confidence in doing this, pushing forward to show you that you can speak about this stuff, right? And in part of doing so with that, Blacklight Uncharted no longer exists. We're actually going to add my company, Blacklight Investigative and Surveillance Services, to the association. So there is going to be no paranormal UFO division now. We're simply going to say that my private investigating firm is the firm investigating UFOs and paranormal activity. And when that comes forward in the right deliverance, basically showing you that we are a structured investigative team, a reputable, successful investigating team investigating these UFO and paranormal reports. So when we get these reports reported to us and we provide these reports to the public, it's going to be backed up by accreditation. It's not just going to be me. It's going to be my entire team, my entire group of security and investigative officers. Pardon me, can't say officers, technicality. Security, it's going to be backed by the entire organization, which I'm happy to announce. So we're going to have a real stacked, incredible team providing information. Now, the only way that this system won't work is if you guys don't report. Well, what are you going to report to? Well, here is the prototype of the High Strangers Paranormal Reporting System. Now, there's a key word here, and I'm now calling it a reporting system, not a database. A database is going to imply that I'm storing that information online. Well, we're not going to store that information online because I don't need to distribute it to 500 different people to sit there and have nothing done with it. The report is going to be set up so that way the report goes directly to my email and it will be distributed throughout my company, or it'll be analyzed and investigated within a week's time, or even 2 days. It's now going to be a special division within Blacklight. And so I'll just give you guys a little teaser of what I got set up here, right? So all fields are going to be required here. This is a nice little friendly thing here, and it's using what's called conditional logic. Okay, so did you witness the event? If you say no, you didn't witness the event, you're going to get a little explanation onto why it's important that you report this. You can't just go in and click a whole bunch of random buttons. You need to actually read everything and understand what you're reporting, because the system is going to be so smart that we're going to know if it's a hoax. We encourage you not to hoax it, but we want actual factual data so we can actually do some work. There are databases that I've used that ask for irrelevant information. I don't want irrelevant information. I want only the relevant and specific information. A part of my job within MUFON is a big, huge part of my job within MUFON is messaging and waiting for a response from the witness. And as I mentioned from my video from earlier, that I'm waiting for information. This form is going to be set up in such a way that I will have everything that I need so I can investigate it as soon as I pull up the email. If I need to contact the witness, it'll be to let them know that we got it and this is what we think it is, or this is the service that Tessa is going to provide for you to help you with your situation. Another thing too that I want to show you guys right down here at the bottom, once you fill this out is you're going to have a plethora of choices to choose from. You're going to have abduction, aerial phenomenon, astral projection, apparition, crop formation, cryptid, entity, extrasensory perception, human-initiated contact, orbs, possession, unexplained livestock death, and unusual or paranormal activity. We are going to trend and stat and put surveys out on all of those, not just aliens and not just UFOs. Why? Because all that stuff matters too. And I believe that it's collaborated and it's connected. But how am I able to prove that? Well, you guys got to report it, and I got to do my thing and make my comparison with the MUFON data. But it's not ready yet. I'm still working out the kinks. I got a test group that is helping with this, and I'm hoping to have this maybe finished by the end of next week. We'll see. So that has happened within the last 7 days. Another thing, too, is the oracles with James Tyson. I have an interview scheduled with him on Saturday at 12 o'clock, and we're going to talk about Tessa and details and aliens and everything else on his podcast. So he's currently putting together, I think, 15 episodes. So I'm going to be episode number 8 for his launch of his new podcast. So I will be doing that on the weekend, and I will share that with you whenever it becomes available. And James is also a supporter of Tessa. He's going to promote Tessa for us as well for the experiencers. So thank you, James, for helping us with that. Now we're going to get into the big stuff. It's 7 minutes after 9, and we're now finally talking about the stuff that everybody wants to hear. So to get you guys up to speed, yesterday I put a post up. Today I received the official response from Transport Canada in regards to the unidentified flying object reported to NORAD on November 26, 2018 in Nunavut. First time hearing this, check out my Uncharted Case Files videos and get caught up. Guess what the response was? Well, I'll talk about that tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, blah, blah, blah. So here's a vote. All right, I asked how many of you guys thought. 21% would say misclassification, and 79% of you said that there would be no record found. And you guys were really active on this poll, and I really enjoyed that. So just a quick recap on the information. So on the 26th, as it says, NORAD had been advised of a possible unidentified flying object or unidentified object. And I requested information from Transport Canada to release the files. So the official response, which I will read to you now, is... I thought I had it ready. Pardon me. So I gotta go somewhere else. Cador. So here I have a record of all the correspondence, just so you guys know when I'm pushing and when I'm saying what I'm saying. This is every email, this is every response, this is the evidence that I have that proves the running around and the dicking and all that stuff here. So the actual response letters right here, and I have requested them to mail me the copy to make it official. I'll put that on the wall or whatever we need to do. And I'm going to have to read this for you guys on Spreaker, but basically we have Transport Canada, the official seal and a stamp and all that stuff. And Dear Stacey, this is a response to your request under the Access to Information Act received by Transport Canada on December 14th. You have asked to declassify all information and specific details related to correspondence, records, digital communication, pilot reports, air traffic control reports, flight log reports, air traffic control, pilot communications, radar records, blah, 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 blah. But essentially what that verbiage is I covered all the angles of the aviation Boeing 737-200 flight from Iqaluit to Mary River, which was reported to NORAD, a UFO sighting in Nunavut. So that is there. And then the response is, a thorough search of records under the control of Transport Canada was conducted and no records were found pertaining to your request. I repeat, no records were found pertaining to your request. Please advise that you're entitled to submit a complaint regarding the process of the request of this Official Information Commissioner of Canada, 30 Victoria Street, blah, 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 bullshit, made within 60 days of the receipt of this notice. Should you have any questions, contact such and such and such. So, typical response. But as I showed you guys, here's my date that I have record 40 when it first came out. Here, we'll open that up. Record 40. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling through here. I just want to show you what I have and what I'm planning on doing with it. So this actual page gets updated on the website, but what I do is I print a PDF file of it so I have a timestamp, and then when they make their edits, I just do the same, and then I have a timestamp that shows when they hit everything, right? So look here, 38. We got offshoot missed approach. We got 39. We got navigation error, and then number 40, which is the one that we're talking about, actually says right here. Unidentified object, weather balloon, meteor rocket, service, UFO, occurrence event information, was advised, nor I was advised. So that's why I pull that information. So when they say there's no record, it's bullshit. So then, just to update you guys, they moved it to 39, so I caught that. So they fixed that and checked record 39. And then when they said there was no record found, I checked number 39 and number 40, and what I have here is that they moved it to record 38. So here it is. So they're bouncing this, what they're doing here is they're bouncing this around. So when I put in the request for 39 or 40, they tell me it doesn't match. But that's because they moved it to 39, and then I did it again, and then they moved it to 38. So I've kept track of all this bouncing around. So then what I've done, and it's typical behavior, but the thing is that I'm proving and I'm painting a picture. That's what I do as a private investigator, is I paint a picture. I set them up to fail. I collect this information. Now this is testy because, it is the government probably listening to me right now. But I mean, the point that I'm attacking right now is the credibility of the system. It doesn't matter if it's UFO. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to figure it out. But they make it really difficult for us to believe that there's nothing going on. So then I sent an email saying these words exactly. A closer analysis shows that record number 38, I want to stay away, that the record is now 38. I want to stay away from using suspicious terms like conspiracy, but why is this record bouncing around? It was 39, then 40, and now 38. So the information I seek is still there. If this was in fact an error on your end, I need this to be reassessed for record 38, which I have included attached to this email, which is the picture I just showed you. I do understand that the team looked up record 40 and 39, which would make sense as to why no record was found. The question is, why is the report being shifted? I don't care what the record number it is. The information is requested, the date, the location are all the same. How do I get the information? Well, I've done my due diligence by considering human error. What is really happening? See the file attached. I didn't expect to get a response. Today, I got a response, and I will read that out loud to you. Good morning, Ryan. To answer the other email attached above, I completed a search with 3 different offices of primary interest, OPI, and all 3 came back with no responses. Further to your question, I was able to speak with the person that monitors KDORs and received the following. Transport Canada collects aviation occurrence information through KDORs. The purpose of the system is to provide initial information on occurrences involving any Canadian registered aircraft, as well as events which occur at Canadian airports. In Canadian sovereign airspace or international airspace for which Canada has accepted responsibility, that includes events including foreign registered aircraft. Transport Canada endeavors to ensure the accuracy and integrity of the data contained with KDORs. However, the information within should be treated as preliminary, unsubstantiated, and subject to change. Which is understandable, but they changed the date, but the information has, that's the thing, they changed the date, that makes sense, but the information that shifted is still the fucking same, right? So the Transportation Safety Board of Canada is the official source of aviation accident and incident data in Canada. Of note, the TSB is the official source of accident data in Canada, and because they investigate aircraft incidents, so when we produce our accident statistics, we use their data. The reports are one source of information that is found in KDORs. However, the majority of information submitted to Transport Canada comes from NAV Canada, about 93%, as they are all legally required to report occurrences identified in the KDORs manual to Transport Canada. NAV Canada reports occurrences to CC by email. However, we have nothing in KDORs regarding this particular occurrence. As to who notifies NORAD, we do not know who, but it is not TC. It could be either TSB or NAV Canada. So that gives me direction. So there is an actual official explanation that is telling me that they've done their due diligence and there is third parties. So they actually gave me some help here. I now need to contact TSB and NAV Canada to find out where this NORAD report is, because basically what they're telling me is that it was reported to NORAD, but they don't have it. So this is not really a government shift. It is an actual intelligent response, and it makes sense, and they're giving me somewhere to go. So the problem with this battle is some people may give up here. Well, I'm not going to give up here. I've been given 2 clues here, and I'm going to follow up with that. The thing is, with this scenario, is they now know that I'm interested, and they now have time. So, I got to make this request because they also have to respond within a certain amount of time to uphold, and they know that I'm going to push it. So I'm going to push this. I'm going to work on this next week, just so you know. And then continuing for the email, the fact that the record number keeps changing is addressed in the second paragraph above, which we did. And the last 2 points explain further why we don't have anything. Also, please note that the tasking that was done for the request was based on the request text of the event and not the number of the incident. That is why I was not concerned when there was a mistake made earlier regarding regional versus national, because the text of incident that you wanted information remained unchanged. We will not be conducting another search as the request remains the same. If you disagree, blah, blah, blah. Hope this answers your questions. So I have no further need to continue to badger this individual. This lady here has helped as an analyst. She has done her due diligence, and there's no need for me to continue the fight with her. And she has laid that out, and I've been given instructions, and I need to follow that, and that is what I'm going to do. So yeah, there you have it. That is the current state. So it's not confirmation, it's not denial, it's focused attention. So I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'm going to ask them for information as well, and I will keep you posted on that. And that pretty well should wrap her up for today. Oh, I'll leave it with one more thing. This type of behavior has inspired me to keep track of the actual reports that come in, as well as I have been with the UFO reports for MUFON. So this, introducing now for the first time here on record, I will have what's called a KDOR survey report, which is actually going to show the keywords used, such as drone, UFOs, and stuff. And I bet you any money that they're not going to say UFO anymore in this report. They're going to be very careful, but I'm still going to keep watching, and I will let you know when I find something. So yeah, there you have it. That's the scoop for the last 7 days. It's quite a lot of information. January 2019 has been packed with information. Yeah, so hopefully next week I can take a little break, but we'll see. It all depends on what gets reported. Thank you all for reporting. The experiencers are the main reason why I am able to do this. If you don't want to report to MUFON, you don't have to. You can report to me directly. But MUFON is good for UFO reports currently. So thanks for watching. Keep your eyes in the sky and feed the world. Peace. See you next week. I gotta stop. Oh. See you next week. Fail.
Every day we see, hear, and experience strange and unusual things. We have asked, we have begged, we have cried for answers from our governments to reveal, acknowledge, and confirm that we're not alone. We need to change our perspective on disclosure. We need to rise and stand tall. We need to stop asking and start acting. We know that you know, and that you won't tell us. So join me next week as we continue to search, as we continue to share, as we continue to grow. We're in this together, and you're not alone. We know you know. Thanks for looking up, everybody. Keep your eyes in the sky and heed the world.